Ohio Republican member of Congress Jim Jordan is the chair of the House Judiciary Committee, joins us now. It's good to see you. If I don't speak to you before, Merry Christmas to you and the family, Jim. All the best for the new year.
You too. You too. You and yours. Same here.
So let's just keep it tight. You and I will have a rolling conversation once the session starts and you guys are in. You're welcome here whenever you want. Why is it worth another round of investigating the people who investigated you guys?
Well, there's a long tradition, Chris, for Congress to take a look at special counsels. I mean, the Democrats did it with Mueller. Then there was, Robert Hur that we looked at and had him come in front of the committee. And so we will definitely look at the report Jack Smith brings forward. We will look at the report David Weiss brings forward. We think that's important, particularly when you think about some of the concerns that have been raised about each of those investigations and what it means to our justice system. Specifically with Jack Smith, we know one of his lawyers said to a counsel for one of the defendants in the case in Florida that he said, one of his lawyers said to the defendant's counsel, "We didn't know you were a Trump guy. We thought you were interested in this judge position." Almost this veiled threat. So it's like that needs to be investigated in and of itself. So we will definitely look at that. And then David Weiss, we had the two whistleblowers that came forward and told us about all the things that were wrong with that investigation, how political it became. So we need to look at all that. But that's just consistent with how Congress always operates with special counsels.
I know. I just think that it's a mistake. That's why I'm asking you about it. And you'll remember, I felt the same way about all the stuff I suggested was going to happen with Biden. And you did all those investigations, and I don't know that it left the country in a better place the same way I feel about the Trump investigations. Do you worry that you are continuing a cycle of just attacking the other side and not doing the people's work?
No. No, I think we have a constitutional duty to do oversight. It's part of our responsibility as members of the United States Congress, part of our responsibility as the legislative branch to do oversight of the executive branch. We should do that vigorously. We should do it as much as we possibly can, but we should do it in a fair way. And I'm not looking, President Trump said this in his interview on NBC this weekend. I'm not looking for any type of retribution. We're just looking to get the facts out there and make sure that in the future, our Justice Department operates in a way that's not political. And we know that's not the case. We know that has not been the case. It has been political in going after President Trump, and frankly, I think other conservatives as well. So we want that to stop. We want equal treatment under the law. That's how our country, the greatest system ever, the greatest country ever, that's how it's supposed to work. That's my focus. That's our focus. So it's not about retribution. I think President Trump said it best. He said the real retribution is winning for the country, success for the country. And success for the country is certainly a Justice Department that is not political.
I hear that. How are you going to improve the Justice Department with these investigations?
Well, I think getting to the truth so that it doesn't happen in the future is important. But also, maybe there's something we need to do with their budget. We're supposed to deal with the budget. Here's an example. The FBI's budget is somewhere about $11.3 billion. $6 billion of that budget is for intelligence, counterintelligence, and domestic terrorism. I think most Americans would think, like, really? I thought the FBI was supposed to be going after gang activity, organized crime, money laundering, all the stuff that you typically think of the FBI. So why not focus on where it's supposed to be? And where it's supposed to be is non-political, not surveilling the American people, but actually dealing with the bad guys on the street. Let's focus on that, not going after your political opponents.
I'm fine with that, but you are going to be going after his political opponents. He said in the interview, I think everybody on the January 6th committee should be investigated. Why? They were just doing their job. You may not like the job, but it's the same job that you guys did.
I'm for doing what the Congress always does, which is look at the special counsel, what they've done. They're going to give us a report. Chris, we'll take a look at that report. We may have Jack Smith and David Weiss come in for a hearing. We'll have to see. But we need to examine that. That's how the system works. That's part of our responsibility under the Constitution. So we're gonna do that. That's not retribution. That's doing our job and making sure our Justice Department, as I've said, is not operating in a political fashion like it most certainly did with President Trump over the last 4 years.
Listen, I have been an outspoken critic of the New York cases against Trump. I don't believe that goes for all of them. I was an outspoken critic of what was
Thank you.
happening with the Russia probe because they would never remove him from office. So why put us through the exercise of an impeachment? But I will tell you, I'll be watching what you do. You're always going to be here to discuss it. I just think the country has had it and wants you to work on immigration and the economy. And if you want to watch where the money goes, I think that's acceptable, but we'll see how you do it. Hey, thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen. And don't forget, click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.